Hi, welcome to Miracle Cyber. Today's video is about email reported as phishing, and this is one of those investigations which you would be doing a lot as a junior security analyst or a tier 1 security analyst. Investigating this kind of low phishing investigation also prepares you for a high severity phishing. So for example, device code compromise or business email compromise or AITM phishing attack. Um, it's always good to understand. So before you even start your investigation, it's always good to understand what the incident is about. So it says email reported by user as malware or phishing. And this means that someone or a user within the organization has reported this email. And now they are trusting you as a security analyst to double check this email, to do your findings, do your investigation, and then notify them if this is actually a true phishing or if it's just a false positive. Which is why you really need to be good with your investigation and your analysis, because you don't want to put yourself in that situation whereby you would release a true positive email. So an actual phishing email, you would release it as a false positive, which is why, yes, like I said, you just need to be very careful. And we would be going through these alerts together. I will show you how you can, investigate this alert and how you can also release it after you're done with your findings. So first thing first, you assign the incident to yourself, and then you change the severity status to active. So here on Sentinel, so we've got the entities. So this is the person that reported the email. This is the IP address involved. This is the mail message ID. And this is the URL, or these are the URLs involved. We can't really do much here on our SIM portal, so we need to go into our XDR to do a deep dive investigation. So once you click here, it should take you to the XDR portal. So here you can see the map. It says, okay, so this is the email. We want to know what this email is about. You can click here and then mail message details. So we can see the original thread. It says there is no thread original location, so it is in the inbox folder, and latest delivery location is also in the inbox. So there are some times whereby original location would be in inbox, and then the latest delivery location could be maybe in the spam or in quarantine, for example. And why is that? So that's because sometimes phishing emails, they get delivered to the inbox, but then the mailbox intelligence realized that, oh, it is actually a phishing. Then it takes it from the inbox to maybe a quarantine or a spam folder. So just in case if you see that. But now it's saying original location inbox, and then the latest delivery location is still inbox. Um, that's good, but we still need to carry on with our investigation. Here it says this is the sender display name, gandhi.net, and this is the sender address. So this is the person that sends the email to this user, to this recipient, tech@creatives.com. This is the time, and this is the network message ID. If we look at this authentication, it says this email that was sent, it passes DMARC, DKIM, SPF, and composite authentication. So before we even now proceed to do our analysis and to preview the email to see the email context, let's have a good understanding of these authentication terms, like what it means. Because I think even for your interview, you might be asked like, what is DMARC, DKIM, SPF, and I'll give examples of how they are being used in a real life scenario. So let's say, for example, now you receive an email that says, hi, this is PayPal. Your account has been suspended. Click here. So that's just an example. So how does your email provider, so let's say you're using Gmail now, how does Gmail know whether that email really came from PayPal or it's from a scammer? And this is where DMARC, DKIM, SPF, they come in play. So let's start with SPF. What is SPF? SPF is a sender policy framework. And in a simple term, it tells the internet that I want to receive email from Microsoft Outlook, from maybe Yahoo Mail, and then maybe AOL, for example. So these are the only mail servers that are allowed to send email for my domain. I'll give another example again. Your boss, so now let's just use just a normal real life setting. So let's say, for example, your boss tells the security guy that there are 3 receptionists that are allowed to send company packages to our company. If someone else now shows up pretending to be a receptionist or maybe pretending to be that security guy, then you should tell them that, look, you are not on the list because we're only accepting packages from 3 different companies. So if someone else is now trying to send a package to your company, then yeah, it doesn't make sense because you are not on that list. So that's like SPF. So let's say your domain now is let's say miraclecyber.com, and then the SPF record only accepts email from Microsoft 365 servers. You understand? So now let's just now imagine that a scammer now tends or tries to send an email from another domain that's not even Microsoft 365, from their own server, for example. So it's not among the list. We only want Microsoft 365 emails to be received from Microsoft 365, or maybe from Yahoo Mail or from Gmail. So anything that goes outside of those things that which we've approved, then we need to investigate that. It should not happen even at all. So that is SPF, the Sender Policy Framework. Now we would move to DKIM, which is the Domain Keys Identified Mail. So DKIM is more like a tamper-proof signature. So the sending email server, it signs every email that comes in. You understand? So if that signature, so let's say, for example, now you send the email to my company, and then the context, the body of that email says, hi, we are expecting an amount, or you need to pay your outstanding balance. So, and then it's signed cryptographically. Anybody can photocopy that document, right? But they cannot forge the signature of that document. So that's how DKIM works, using like cryptographic signature. The mail server, it creates a digital signature. So when Gmail receives it, for example, it verifies and it says, oh, has anything changed? If yes, then the signature no longer matches, then there is a problem. DKIM fails. You understand? Same for SPF too. If the sender policy, if there's issue with the SPF, which I explained earlier, then it also becomes fails. Same as DKIM too. If there is issue with like the signature of that email, it also becomes fail. Now let's move to DMARC. So DMARC is called, or it's domain-based message authentication for reporting and conformance. So it's basically saying, okay, what happens if SPF or DKIM fails? What should I do? Then you can tell it that, okay, if these 2 fails, send that email to quarantine or put it in the spam, for example. I hope you kind of you now have an understanding of what this authentication is and why it's important, because yeah, we most of the times we configure them because we want them to pass, but there are actually situations whereby they become failed. So maybe somebody's trying to spoof our domain or something like that, or there's an issue with like the cryptographic, a scammer is trying to do something within the email or tampering with the email cryptographic signature, then sometimes these things can also fail. And then it also gives us, we as a security analyst, like, okay, there's something wrong here. You understand? So now that we've explained these authentication terms, here we see that they are all passed, which is good. Okay. Next thing now you want to do is that you want to preview your email. You want to see the context of this email. So here, if you click on email preview, it shows you the context of this email. So here we see gandhi.net, no reply at support.gandhi.net. We don't even have an idea of what this gandhi.net, what it is or what it's about. This is also in French. No clue what this is. And it's not showing the image or the banner of the email. So first thing first, what is gandhi.net? Let's even check this domain. So we can use triage. You can sign up for triage. This is actually a very good sandbox, because here you can interact with the URL that you're investigating. You can click around, and then it also gives you, after you're done, it also gives you analysis that, okay, if it's a email or phishing URL or something like that, or if it's a malicious URL. So here you can just put that domain. So here we can see gandhi.net. We can analyze. Okay, it's loading. You can also put it on urlchecker.io, gandhi.net, and then it's going to crawl and check everything about that URL. It says can't reach this page. I think there is a network issue. Or we can say HTTPS. And you're going to select Windows, and then we can just put the minutes to maybe 1 minute and analyze. So this is a very good sandbox system. It's more like you're interacting with a device. So Gandhi.net is a domain name for a secure online space. So I think you can buy domains here, or you can host a VPS server, personalized emails, or do some marketing, email marketing right here, based on what I can see. I can also search what is Gandhi.net. So it says, oh, that explains why we also see, like in the email preview, that it's written in French. So here it says Gandhi.net is a French company that provides a variety of services, including domain name registration, web hosting, mail servers. So probably you can buy domains, you can buy email SSL certificates, email marketing, and things like that. So now we're going to see the report of this URL of gandhi.net. It scores 3/10. This looks like a legitimate URL, nothing malicious. If it is malicious, you'll be seeing a score of like maybe 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if we would go back to this email preview, so it looks like this sender or the recipient registered to gandhi.net. And then this is just like one of those, how should I call it, like a spam email that you'll be getting, telling you to sign up, or um, but yeah, we have no clue what it is. So we still need to continue with our investigation. Um, we need to investigate the URL to see what this URLs are all about. If I look at this URL, it looks okay. This is unsubscribe. So this is like an email marketing which they send to everybody. Maybe while the user was signing up at gandhi.net, he also clicked that he wants to be receiving newsletter or things like that. but you always want to be sure, right? So you also want to investigate this URL. What did URL checker says? URL checker says this is a clean URL. This is the IP address. There's nothing red. Also the same thing which we saw from at the try-hatch sandbox. This website contacted 7 IPs in 2 countries across 4 domains. It has been scanned 2,429 times publicly. Google Safe Browsing, verdict, no classification. It's not a phishing URL, it says. All right, we can still proceed again and then submit another one. Let's investigate this, analyze Windows. We can just select 30 seconds because it's always good to, investigate all the URLs because you never know. So here it says, can't reach this page. And this is unsubscribe. Okay. And here it's a survey. I can already tell that this is not a phishing URL. These are just, when you send the email to somebody, especially from all this marketing, or for example, if you even receive an email from Facebook, you also get like URL to their Instagram, if you want to unsubscribe and those kind of things. YouTube also, and this looks like it already because you can see it's also telling you like survey, subscribe. Okay, this one is not loading. Let's investigate the next one again. Let's see what we can find. We can also put it here and public scan. We can also try triage again. 30 seconds. Windows investigate. Let's see if it comes up with anything here. So this is a survey, like asking you, this is also in French. So let's see if we can translate to English. Yes, I think that's possible. No. Anyways, this looks like just a survey. If you click next, your unsubscription has been recorded. We will not contact you again for this specific inquiry. Okay. So it's like the survey if you want to unsubscribe, I think in French, that if you don't want to receive this newsletter anymore, something like that. So we can also check again what other URL. I think this is also the same, like feedback survey. It's the same thing. Don't be like me though. You have to like check everything. But I know already that this is just, it's not a malicious URL. So, but just for the sake, make sure you like check everything because you never know. Um, let's see, what did URL checker say? It also says the same thing. No verdicts, no classification. Same thing which we saw. Let's put this here again. Let's investigate this other URL. Here it's an error, and I think the reason is because probably it could not contact this strings. Let's see with triage if we can still, if it will give us any results. Windows, 30 second, analyze. I think we might also get an error here. And yeah, it's also good to use like multiple sandbox. So don't just depend on just only virus total or something like that. You can always use different types of um, resources to do your analysis and your investigation. Also says, can't, this page is no longer working. Okay, that's fine. Let's see this one. URL scan. Okay, this one seems to be working. I can submit Windows, 30 seconds, and then let's analyze again. Okay. Okay, this is a survey. So I've not seen anything like credential harvest here, like maybe trying to steal your credentials or maybe leading you to make a payment or something like this. So this looks like just a normal marketing. Well, I can, yeah, and you can save. Have you contacted us in the last 6 months? No. Submit. So nothing really malicious. Same thing here. Also, we look at the verdict, no classification, Google safe browsing. Correct. Nothing red, nothing that looks suspicious. And if you're having your doubt, you can also put it in virus total, and then you can check. It can also like analyze the URL for us to see if it has also been used, or maybe it's a phishing, for example. Here, if we also open the report again, it's still scoring 3. We don't see anything red, nothing malicious, nothing. It's just normal signature. Don't worry about this. There is no any malicious IOCs here. And then the score is way low, so it's just 3. We look at here, also the same thing, and virus total also says it's clean. So I think this is actually a legitimate email which the user subscribed. I think this is also, you can see spam filter. These are images from the email. So it could be part of like the company images. When you see something like this, you don't have to be scared. It's just, I don't know if you guys have actually received the company email before. You see at the end, it always comes with a lot of like the company logo. It comes with a small JPG image. It comes with a lot of their URLs, like, okay, also telling you if you want to subscribe, email that's maybe leading to Instagram, their account and things like that. We can also check this, but I think we would not find anything here. So we can submit if we can actually see this image. Sometimes this says unable to submit. Yeah, I thought about that already because this is just like the Teams image of the company's email. Yeah, the same thing, error. Sometimes you can't really access this kind of things. Can also put it in my own image. Yeah, on my browser. It says, so this is just like, maybe this is at the end of the email, powered by CrowdTech. You understand? It's um, nothing serious. And here also, let's see, it's also saying campaign company's logo, their privacy statement, all these things always come with like a marketing emails. So let's see if we can submit a new one here. It's just always good to investigate all URLs, like, because sometimes, like I said, it's always good to be better safe than sorry, especially when you're just, starting your career. You don't want to, it's just doesn't take an hour. So here it's like CrowdTech, your opinion matters, and that's why you are here. So I think Gandhi.net is also like they have a subsidiary with CrowdTech, I think. So you can see there's nothing here that looks like phishing or asking you uh, to make a payment or anything. If we look at the results here, I think it should also be around 3 or something like that. So we've still not found anything that we would say maybe this is a phishing or it's not. Oops, 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 oops. Let me see if I can put this back. Yes. So is there any attachments? There is no any attachments. Email preview. Let's preview the email one more time just to see. So yeah, that image which we are trying to find, this could be something here. I think this is like the URL to participate. And then also, yeah, there's nothing. If we look at the analysis also, there is no impersonated policy, no impersonated domain. Didn't find anything. There is nothing that looks malicious here. it passes SPF, DMARC, DKIM. Okay, that is good. No attachments, URLs, 10, which are just like the marketing URLs that comes with emails. Um, we've not found anything malicious or anything suspicious here. So if you also want to investigate the header of this email, you can also copy it here, and then you can click this link. So if you are interested in seeing like where the email is coming from, so you can analyze the email headers. So here it says the subject, this is the subject. We can translate to English. So we want to hear from you. Yeah, I knew it. So this is something like just like a survey. It comes like a marketing email that this person has subscribed for. So we want to hear from you. Okay, this is the message ID, creation time from, and then to, so no reply at support.gandhi.net. So these are just no reply emails. Yeah, you never, because there are also actual phishing or people who actually use no reply. So this is not something to say that, oh, okay, it's not phishing, but in general, if we investigate the URL and we see like the sender, we see um the body of the email, we've not seen anything that looks malicious here. So this is the connecting IP address. You can investigate this if you want. And we can use abuse IP or virus total to see where this email is coming from. So it's a flow mailer infrastructure, mtflowmailer.net. So that's the mailing IP address. So, okay, Outlook. What is the SMTP server? Microsoft SMTP. Still nothing that looks dangerous or something I would say, oh, this is a malicious email. Here, receiving SPF, it's pass. Here, SPF also, like here, it's pass. There's nothing like failed. V is equals to 1, which is the domain signature, which is what I was explaining also that, okay, if it doesn't pass the SPF and the so they came out the mark, then it needs to make a decision that, okay, let's move this email to quarantine, but everything here is just pass and then it's correctly configured. So I still haven't found anything here. It's timeline. So, okay, user submitted as phishing. It was delivered inbox and then the user reported it as phishing. Let's see, do we have any similar emails here? No similar emails, just this one. And then this is the sender. For your own curiosity, you can just also put it on the web. Maybe there are actually some public information about this email, which we know about. So we can see here, grandy.net, it's taking us to grandy.net immediately. Submit a request, how to submit a ticket or a compliant, gandhi.net, how and why to confirm your email address. So there's nothing that says, oh, this email, they've scammed me before or something like that. Or this email has been reported for phishing. No. So based on a few things or what we've seen from this email, I can already tell that this is not a phishing. This is not a true phishing. This is just, okay, maybe let's just classify it as maybe a spam email. And this user has one time or previously registered to this domain, this website, and now he has also maybe ticked the marketing thing to always inform him about when there is a new release or something like that. So he kind of gets sometimes email from this domain or from these people, gandhi.net. So what we can do now, since there is no traces or anything, if we even look at the detection technologies, it's also empty. Threat classification, there is no threat. Original threats, no, none. If there is something, it would have at least tell us that, okay, the detection technology may be phishing or something, you understand? We've not found anything here. It also didn't come with any attachments. If not, we would have said maybe that attachment, they've embedded the actual phishing link inside there, but nothing. And then all the URLs which we investigate also, they're just marketing URLs, URL that comes with emails from company emails. If we look at the body of the email here, also there's nothing that is requesting to make a payment or to fill in a credential or do anything stupid. Another thing you can also do is you can download this email and then you can preview the email from your Outlook directly. Be careful when you're doing that. I don't have Outlook on my Mac here. If not, I would have done that. But, oh, okay, we can also do that. So just for, and I can do it on the sandbox. So I can say investigation and just say investigation and investigation. So don't be scared. This is not going to harm your device or anything. It comes in a zip folder, which is locked. So even if you download it on your device, it's just in a zip folder. It cannot run on your device. So what we can now do is that we can now put it here, and then we can also see or try to translate the context of the email. So we can browse and then download and put it here, and then submit. And Windows, here we can select like 2 minutes. So here, and analyze. So this is just the EML file of the email. It's not like we are downloading a virus or something. So even if there is virus there, it's safe in a zip folder. Don't run it on your device. You can always put it on a sandbox and then see the context. I don't know if they have Outlook here. I'm not sure if this thing has an Outlook. I don't think so. So I don't think it can also open the context of the email. But if I had an Outlook on my own device, then I could just like open it directly from my device. EML files are just, I don't know how I'm going to put it. It's not, you might be thinking like, oh, but why are you opening it from your device? EML file shows you the context of the email. So it's not like you are running an executable or something like that. It's just EML from email. And then if you have an Outlook on your device and you open that zip folder and then you open the EML file, it will just show you the context of the email, just like the way we are previewing directly from Microsoft. But then it will show you from your Outlook and then you can translate directly. Because from here, we cannot really translate from our email preview. We cannot translate this, and we can also not copy from here to see. But I already know that after investigating the URLs, and I can tell that this is just like a survey already. You don't need to worry too much about it. Since we've not found any indicators of compromise, we've not found anything that actually looks like phishing, we can just proceed to release this email. And how you can do that is you can go to incident alert, or let's just come here. So we can go to investigation here, actions and submissions, and then we can look at all the submissions. So here you're going to see the user reported, so emails that users have reported as phishing. And this is the one, gandhi.net. So the reason why they reported it is for phishing. So we can see marked as no threat found, because when an email is also reported, Microsoft also investigates that email for you. Before you even start your own investigation, Microsoft has already started investigation, and then if they found a threat, they would also classify the threat, and then they will tell you that a threat has been found in this email, but they also didn't find anything. And we ourselves, as analysts, we've also checked this URL. We've not seen any signs that this email is a phishing email. So what you can do is that you can just mark as and notify, no threat found. And let's say we now found a threat like, oh, this is actually a phishing email. Then you can put it as phishing, or you can just put it as a spam. Here, we didn't find any threats. It's just a normal marketing email that was sent to this user. So we would release the email for the user, and then they will get a notification that the email which they reported is not a phishing email. So they can go ahead to view the email or unsubscribe, because I think this email is just like an unsubscribe or survey, asking what do you think about this their marketing or whatever, but it's not a phishing email. So the user will get a mailbox, a message in their mailbox, and then they'll be notified about it. So this is just, email reported as phishing. You're just double checking, you're investigating. This is different from normal business email compromise. Or if we look at this one, for example, I don't know here. So here, this is an attack using AITM phishing. So this is a real compromise. You can see suspicious access following phishing email, potential user account compromise. And I'll also make a video about this. I would explain everything, to show you how you can also like find an actual real phishing, everything that you need to do. Also the post exploitation after the phishing has happened. What did the hacker or what did the threat actor do with that account? Did he create a backdoor account? Did he do an email forwarding? You understand? Did he download some applications, or did he download some files, some PDF files from the mailbox? So this is you can see that this is a high alert, this is a high severity. It's different from the email reported as phishing. Email reported as phishing, it's most of the time false positive, because people are just scared. Once they see email, maybe they've previously clicked on a phishing email, and now they're like very skeptical and scared. So any email they see, they quickly pass it on to you guys, they forward it. As a junior SOC analyst, you're going to see this email like 50, and 49 is not a threat. It's just a normal email. And maybe one is phishing, actual phishing. You understand? So, yes, if you have any questions, or if you think like maybe one of my explanation doesn't make sense, um, you can book a session with Berta, and then we can have a one-on-one conversation. You can tell me what you think, your questions, and then I'll answer you also. Yeah. So just also so you can see when you release an email, what also happens. So here, I think if I refresh this, so it says results. This message you reported was found to be clean. So the user can now proceed with like accessing this email if he wants, because we have done our investigation and then we've confirmed that it is a clean email. So the user also gets a notification that the email which they reported is clean, and then the subject of the email. So they can go ahead and access the email. I really hope that you enjoyed the session. Next one, we would be moving to more advanced phishing, whereby we'll be looking at a real phishing compromise. But yeah, and here we'll be doing a lot of even advanced hunting, you understand, because this is an actual compromise and a real phishing attack. Here we did not, there are some things that we missed, like going into the Explorer and things like that. But yeah, if you don't find anything, you can also not do an advanced hunting or things like that. This is just, email reported as phishing. It's also, that's why Microsoft also classifies it as a low alert, although some low alert also leads to a high alert. But in this case, this is not the case. These are just, most of this email, you get them a lot. Like users are just reporting legitimate emails, and yeah, things like that. So, like I said, if you have any question, you can always reach out to Better, and then we can we can have a one-on-one session together, and I can explain more about your questions. So have a beautiful day and take care.